All right, we are about to do the champagne toast for our first flight in the air balloon, and Kurt is going to tell a little story. He was our pilot in the air balloon. Isn't that right, Anna? Okay. It's been a long night and day, so just FYI. But we're going to video this. I'm going to turn this around. So that, wait. Well, he just that cork too. All right, there you go. Okay, this is Kurt. He's going to tell the story.
Okay, who needs a glass yet? Who needs a cup?
We're good.
Yeah.
Good, got him.
I got it.
We're good. All right. So, you can sip on it a little, but don't drink it all because I got a little toast at the end. So, but we got two bottles here. So, ladies first. Ladies
first. Yeah, always.
Thank you.
So, hot air ballooning got started back in the 1700s.
Would you do this for me? So we can all get in it. Thank you.
Hot air ballooning got started back in the 1700s. And I'm not going to give you all the names and details. You'll probably hear a different story from different pilots, but I like to keep it somewhat short and sweet because I like to talk a lot. My wife says I do a pretty good job at keeping it short and sweet.
Can you talk louder?
Yeah. Really?
Yeah. The music.
Oh. Can you go kill a little bit of music? Frank, you need some? Might have this. Might have. So,
I'll take a little bit.
So anyway,
Yeah, I don't have to fly this afternoon.
So anyway, back in France, there were these two brothers, the Montgolfier brothers. They owned a paper factory or something like that, I'm told. And I got another whole bottle here. So we got lots of champagne. We can't go home with any. I got a cup. You want a cup?
You and I have been plays. I mean, come on.
So I got another one. I got a full bottle here. So.
You save my ass. I was going to say, look,
Depends on how much you got.
splash.
You know, how much you gonna give me before I give you? So, wait, no crying during the videotape. No crying. We can't cry.
Tommy. Oh, never mind. Thank you.
So, okay, so to continue, the Montgolfier brothers had this paper factory over in France, and they're sitting around the fire one night and take this piece of paper and they kind of cup it over and they fill it with smoke from their fire. And they let it go, and guess what happened? It kind of floats up in the air, and all of a sudden a big old light bulb went on. They thought, what if we scaled that up and put people underneath it? That would be cool. So they did. So they built a big balloon, filled it with smoke, because they thought that's what made it go up, and I'll get to that later. They were right for the wrong reasons, though. Who wants orange juice? A little mimosa. Ladies first, anger. So, they scaled it up, but then they thought, oh, you know what? We've never sent anyone up. Any humans have never been up in the sky. We don't know if it will survive. So they thought, let's send some animals up. So they sent up, you already have orange juice in there? What?
Yeah.
Sheep.
Became prepared. In case we didn't get in time for the toast.
So anyone want more OJ right now? Because I have another bottle and most of the bottle of champagne. We got to finish this off. So they sent up a duck, a sheep, and a rooster. Took off. It went quite high and quite far, actually, for the very first flight, and they all survived. So they thought, perfect, we can send people up. So they were going to send up criminals. The king wanted to send up criminals because they thought if someone dies, nothing lost. They're criminals. But there was protest.
Kind of like Angola rodeo.
Are you sure? Is he the same lady with you?
Pink shirt.
Well, no, I'm serious. I don't know.
Pink shirt.
All right.
Not
Here, I have
everybody
one
wears a
clean
pink shirt.
because I'm not quite. You drink?
Where are you going to fly? I don't think he'll do that. It's Friday.
I know, but I'm told that sometimes you do.
Pouring another drink.
So,
What happened?
finish the story. I know, sometimes I get sidebarred.
Squirrel.
No, yes. Where was I? The king wanted to send criminals, but there was protests. It's like, this is what prestige and status is captured. So he relented, and he let people go up. I'm not even going to try and give the names because I don't remember, can't pronounce them, but one of the guys that went up was where pilot. Frank. I'm sorry, I'm eating now. So they did a tether flight first, and that was a success. Then they released the tether for another flight later and went on the first free flight, and man survived. There were some accidents since then, but the rest is history. I say they thought smoke made the balloon rise, and they were right for the wrong reasons. I say they were right for the wrong reasons, because it's not smoke that makes something rise, it's the heat. It's the lack of density of the air in the balloon relative to the surrounding air that makes it rise. However, the early balloons were made from probably very, very porous fabric. And that smoke probably helped it fly in so much that it filled the inside of the balloon, and all that carbon and soot filled the porosity of the fabric, which allowed it to retain the heat. But they thought it was the smoke that made it rise. So, moving forward with the whole champagne deal, where's that come from? Well, we drink it because it's just an excuse to drink champagne and tell the story. But when you can imagine the first free flights of a balloon out in the pastures and fields and vineyards of France, the peasant farmer looks up, and up over the trees comes this lumbering, bulbous thing in the sky, billowing out dark black smoke and flames. They probably thought it was what? Fire-breathing dragon or a demon or something. So they'd land, and the farmers would come out and attack the balloon. They'd destroy it. I maybe even hurt the pilots. I don't know. And they were like, "Whoa, we can't have this." So the king started sending his wine with this seal. He told the pilots, "Hey, when you land, show my seal, show my wine. You'll see you have my permission, and you're blessed by me." And they did that, and they quit being attacked. And then they would either present the bottle to the landowner or pour up around and drink. And that's where we get the tradition of when we use sparkling wine or champagne. You can use whatever you want. That's kind of where that tradition comes from. And to this day, I don't know how many pilots do it. I do it, but I carry champagne with me. If I land in a landowner's field like this morning where we landed, the landowner wasn't there, but had they been, I would have given them a bottle of champagne, given a very, very condensed version of this story, and said thank you for not attacking me with a pitchfork as a token of my appreciation.
You did ask that.
That's right.
Are we okay here?
Here's a bottle of champagne. So that is that, and that's the gist of it. Normally I would toast with you, but actually I will toast. But I don't want to drink out of this here, so.
We're cheers to you for taking this.
So we got our little toast. It's called the balloonist prayer. So raise your glasses. It goes like this. It goes a little something like this. The winds have welcomed you with softness. The sun has blessed you with its warm hands. How much have you had to drink? The sun has blessed you with its warm hands. We have flown so high and so well that God has joined you in your laughter and set you gently back into the loving arms of Mother Earth. That's to the first timers.
And here's to Kirk, the best pilot.
Well, Natchez, next to Frank.
Yeah, that's where we were headed. That's where we ended up. Everything worked out well. And we saw no other balloons anywhere to land.
Crash site.
And cheers to his co-pilot, Kimberly.
Here's the camp to get all of us.
Yeah, if it wasn't for my wife, I would not be anywhere where I'm at. No doubt.
She gets perfect.
Bring your horn, baby.
Story right now.
Oh, right here.
I'll bring in steak bono and Husker party cheese. All the natives coming out of the woods.
You add in.
You know, and I got look, we got to get this shit right. The state farm is going to put insurance.
Alfred, he was my partner halfway through. Really got the great pilot.
Yes, we got the best one. He brought us to where we originally were supposed to go, and all the other balloons went in a whole different direction.
We got another hour ride.
I know, huh? That's unbelievable. He told us it would only be about an hour. It ended up being almost 2. Yeah.
So I have new friends from New Orleans, and this is his wife.
Hello. I didn't ride.
She didn't, but that was awesome. All right, we're gonna have another live in about 2 hours. I'm going to another place, so just enjoy what we're doing. Everybody has been so gracious and awesome. These ladies on my new Brookhaven friends. They're excited, and they're good friends too. So we'll check y'all later. Thanks for joining us. Celebratory drinks. Debbie, this one is for you, honey. Look, wish you were here with me. All right, we'll see y'all around the town.